Hello everyone, how are you? Here is now exercise 2 from February March 2025, paper 1, Cambridge IGCSE English as second language. Let's now solve exercise 2. Read the article written by four people A, B, C, D who all have a family tradition which is important to them. Then answer question 7 A to I. So as you know that this exercise 2 is tricky for many students because here you have to match the information. Here are the opinions of four people what they are saying. Then there are A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Nine statements have been given. These are not actually the statements. So which person mentions or which person suggests, which person contrasts, which person describes, which person says. So you have to read very carefully the text. This is 9 marks exercise 2 section of paper 1. For this you need very good and sharp reading skills. You don't only have to understand the literal meaning of the text, but what opinions and attitudes people have, how language has been used to describe people's opinions and attitudes. So these questions, this is called matching information technique or matching ideas exercise. Let's first read the text. An important family tradition. Person A is Benny. Our family tradition is that one day in June we get together and go for a walk. My parents, my brother, and I live in different places, so we meet up near our family home. As my parents have got older, we have chosen slightly shorter walks. We have done a walk every year ever since I decided to visit a popular local beauty spot on holiday. While there, I heard a familiar voice. It was my brother. By chance, he would also stop there for a break on a long drive. When we told our parents, we all decided to make a family walk an annual event. After all, walking is something that we all enjoy. We always go back to our parents' house for a meal together afterwards. For my brother and me, it's time to switch off from our busy jobs. And my mum says having the opportunity to feed us again back at her house is just like old times. So then here is Nora. B. A tradition in my family is that, so in the first paragraph, the family tradition was going for a walk together, and then it became shorter, and then it would be parents' house for meal together. Okay. What is Nora? A tradition in my family is that every year my mom does a painting of each of our grandchildren. She got the idea from someone in an art group she belonged to. So here is the painting of each of her grandchildren. This is the family tradition. They had wanted to give their daughter a present she was not expecting, so had given her a portrait. I know that everyone who comes to my house certainly notices them on the wall straight away and always admires them. My sister and I usually provide up to date photos of our children for her to use, and one of the nicest things has been that the children now have a collection of pictures showing them at different stages, with different haircuts and clothes. I have to accept that at some point she probably would not feel like doing it, but that's okay. So at some point she would not be doing this family tradition. We will always have, but that's okay, we will always have a lovely collection of visual memories to look back on. If you have got any artist in your family, it's something that really unique and fun to do. So this person is also suggesting for other people to do the same. So Kiran C, the third person. Every year on New Year's Day, my sister and I go swimming in the sea. We live in the UK, so the water is pretty cold. Then we both love the challenge, but we both love the challenge. We just wear our normal swimming costumes. One year we did not do that and wore diving wetsuits over our costumes, but it felt like cheating, so we took off and went in again. Everyone must think we are a bit strange, but we don't care. In fact, last year there was a small group of people on the beach, obviously wanting to get in the water, but probably thinking it was too cold. Seeing us gave them the courage they needed, and they came and joined us. I will be surprised if I see them again, though. Marin D. Fourth person. Every year, instead of giving my grandmother a birthday present, I take her out to an expensive hotel for a special birthday tea. Our tradition started, so taking her grandmother to an expensive hotel for a birthday tea is the family tradition. Our tradition started when I asked her one year what I could buy her as a present, and she said there was nothing she really needed. Most people like the excitement. Here, the person is comparing, contrasting his tradition with other people's. Most people like the excitement of opening a present, but instead, she wanted to have an experience to look back on. So that's what I tried to give her, and we have done it ever since. We have thought about choosing somewhere different, but we always end up going back to the same place with its lovely garden where we can sit outside and enjoy excellent cakes. We are having to rethink our next trip though, as the hotel is temporarily closed for repairs. Oh, we are having to rethink our next trip. Now there is a change, but I am confident we will find something else. Now you will read these statements. You can underline the key points that you have to match. Which person mentions that a part of the tradition has changed over time? A part, not the full tradition. A part of the tradition has changed over time. That is here when we discussed, after all, walking is okay, but we always go back to our parents' house for a meal together afterwards. So this is something new that they added later on. So it is a suggest which person suggests that other people might enjoy making this a tradition too. So you remember when this person was talking about painting. This person said, if you have got any artist in your family, it's something that's really unique and fun to do. So he is suggesting that you will also enjoy. So the correct option is B. The third say which person contrasts their tradition with something that many people do. Normal people on birthday, what they do and what this person does contrast. So the correct option is D because most people like the excitement of opening a present, but instead she wanted to have an experience to look back on. So this is something else where he contrasts with other people, how this tradition is different, not giving this traditional present, but rather taking her to the coffee or birthday tea. Let's see now the next statement. Which person describes what different people enjoy about the tradition? What different people enjoy about the tradition? So, different people enjoy, like you can say here it was as my parents, we don't have a walk. Okay, it was driving our parents. After all, walking we all enjoy. So different people enjoy. All people they enjoy walking. So the next step is says that people outside the family are impressed by the tradition. And for this, we had talked about this painting tradition one. I know that everyone who comes to my house certainly notices that them on the wall straight away. Okay, so this was the point about this where we talked. Okay, let's now move to the next one. Describe which person describes the consequence of changing part of the tradition. What what happened once they changed? Here, one year we did not do that and wore diving wetsuits for our costumes, but it felt like cheating, so we took off and went in again. This is the consequence of not doing the tradition once. Admits that the tradition might not continue in the future. I had talked to you when we were reading this. Um, I have to accept that at some point she probably would not feel like doing it. Yes. So she might quit it, so the B is the correct option for this. Admits that the tradition. I accept. So there was a word accept that can give you a clue. There can be distracting information as well. So be very active and completely be with complete presence of mind. Describes which person describes an occasion when the tradition had an effect on other people. Yes, tradition had an effect on other people. It was here. Some people who were probably thinking it was too cold, seeing us gave them courage they needed, and they came and joined us. Other people who were not having the courage to get into the water. So, which person explains that the tradition began because of an unexpected event? It was there in A, so A is the correct option because accidentally it happened. My parents, my brother, no. Since I decided to visit a popular local beauty spot on holiday, while there, I heard a familiar voice. It was my brother. By chance, he had also stopped there for a break on a long drive. When we told our parents, we all decided to make a family walk, an annual event. Okay? And they got there together. So unexpected, accidentally. Okay? This was the way this tradition began. So this was exercise 2, matching information. You need to read the text very carefully, then read these statements, underline the key points, or keep it in your mind, all the important points that are here. Okay. Then you have to look for the relevant section of the text and carefully select A, B, C, or D, which person gives this information. See you again with exercise 3 in our next video. So keep practicing all these past paper for excellent grades in your result. Goodbye, take care.